I'm an orc.
Just like the truth.
Yeah, and I'm an orc living in a world of mages. I tell you, we're talking about lizard men, other galaxies, shark people from other dimensions, chaos engine in the middle of forbidden.
I just met shape-shifting fox people, so I'm willing to believe anything. Like,
Guess so. You know? But he wanted to talk to him. You know?
yeah, why didn't see one?
Yeah,
Think
yeah.
you can introduce us, or don't you want anything to do with it?
I mean, Marvin's the kind of guy that you talk to him for like 5 minutes, man, and then you're like, I just either want a beer or a trip to the other side of the world. Stuff he talks about gets into your brain, and you start thinking that maybe he's right. Okay, I'm gonna give you a calm. I can do that. I can do you a solid. Give you a calm. You can talk to him, see if you, okay. And he rattles off a alphanumeric, essentially an address on the matrix, but all no.
Come tell Whisper about that.
So let's go back with Blank while you guys are gathering. Yeah. So Blank, you've been doing a couple of days of search.
Yup.
And you finally hit that the young woman that was doing the search, she is the younger daughter of the Patrice, which are essentially Hollywood social. They're the kind of people who are, how can I describe it? They have money, but nobody knows where the money comes from because they're not attached to anything, but they're sort of these hanger-ons in Hollywood society. They're like the Kardashians, yes? How do you say that?
Yeah, they're rich enough to show up places, and they're oddly connected, but yet no one seems to know what they do. So they're obviously doing something underground.
Oh, more
yeah,
than likely.
maybe one of their family members was an ex-Olympic swimmer or something. Oh, a grandfather owned a hotel chain somewhere. But they're like legacy, their own money in the sense. Somebody somewhere in their family, a lot of money, something, and they kept enough money, position in Hollywood to hover around at the edges of fame.
Right. So they're probably just trying to break into the scene and do something fun. So that checks out. They're wasting their money from whatever ill-gotten gains, or maybe even laundering it through this, but that sounds more like hobby than like work. So that kind of checks out. Maybe a little sketch, but not the worst sketch I've ever.
No, these are the people that they show up always at the red carpet, right? But you don't know what are they doing. And everybody sort of knows about them, but nobody really knows them directly. They're always in the parties. They always have their own crew and everything, hanger-on. But they're that edge of fame. They're people who they're rich, but they're not famous.
They're famous for being rich. Alright, so that's what I picked up so far. And I guess I still have more work to do to go ahead and try grabbing some more names and do the work for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's go ahead and do it. Let's see how I do. Because a good lead would be... Let's go ahead, Matrix Search, Extra Special, let's go. Wow, 1 out of 10. That is still over the threshold already, but...
Yeah, you get essentially someone who is, or what, famous. A former child.
Sounds
right
familiar.
Yeah. And she goes by the name of Lindsay Lynn. So no last name. And back in the day, about a decade ago, she was a double, what's called double singer. She was singer, dancer in Hollywood. But when she hit in her 20s, she completely dropped. But she was one of the faces in the video. So she probably isn't. She's about 20. The last time that we did a movie was.
So we're kind of cohorts at this point. Okay. So let's see. I do have some Tridio knowledge. Maybe I could use my knowledge of show business and see what I turn up just in my own brain. Let's do it. I could roll the corporation too if she worked for Regency or Horizon. That might be different types.
Yeah.
And pop culture probably too, but it's all 5 dice. So...
Hmm.
Alright, yeah, no, I probably haven't really met him before.
Yeah, you haven't met a person. You have enough knowledge to know that she used to be in the business, but 5 years.
But she's a driver, it seems.
No. She's one of the images that was captured. Angelina was doing the video.
Ah, okay. Ah, yeah, so the facial recognition. So, okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty. And I don't personally know anything about her, but with this search, do I have like a comlink number, an address, or what she's up to right now?
You have the number of her old agent.
Okay. So I can maybe try hitting that up.
Agent or her company.
So what I might do actually is assign a sprite to do this in my absence. So that they could keep searching for another 12 hours, and I'll follow up on this. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll some Technomancy. I'm going to pile a sprite. I have no extra resist bonus. I'm going to go for level modifiers. There we go. I have 4 successes. And did it roll any pose? Yes, it did. They rolled 1. I got some fade, and I resisted it. So, I'm all good. I now have this sprite with me. It has 3 tasks, and I'm just going to say, continue this search. So that's easy enough. So it'll roll with 8 dice at some point. And I will go ahead and make a call to the agent.
Okay. You make the call. It's a VR call. So you see this short guy. You see this desk. He's sitting at this desk. It's almost very weird because it's this sort of white room where people are like ghosts coming up and going, but he's deck jumping on the car. Oh yeah. Hey, I saw your commercials. Hey, you looking for a new agent, man?
Oh, well, not a new one. Mine's still breathing, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
See how long that lasts.
Okay, one question. This Whisper, that's your runner.
Yeah, that's my run.
What's your profession?
Kwame Palmer.
Oh, you're still running with Palmer, huh?
Yeah, he's still good to me. But I want to check in
right,
on someone you knew, actually. Old child
Really?
star. Figured I'd maybe do a meetup or something.
With who?
Lindsay. You still got her on your Rolodex there?
And it literally pulls up a road.
Yeah, the virtual one.
Because you're in virtual space meeting.
Yeah,
He doesn't do face to face.
Yeah, and that checks out.
He knows this, and when he pulls out, because it's virtual space, when he pulls out the card, the old card's still there. So pulling a cop, toss it. It's like an index. She owes me. She had a contract. She reneged on, disappeared on me. I sometimes hear about that she's still alive. I know that for sure. She's been done in something dark. I would have got into it. She's here in the city. You might want to check out that. If you find her, she owes me money. I'll give you 10.
I'm multifaceted. I'm an actor and a debt collector.
Oh, I mean, what do you think? It's going to be for free? Of course I want to find her. You want her to? Get it for me.
Well, if she still has a credit card and she's still breathing, well, maybe I'll get you one of the...
Either way.
Thanks.
There's no money for you, kid. Go.
Alright, so I'll go ahead, take the card. I got the address, and I'm gonna go ahead and just forward ping Whisper and Bastard. And just tell them what I'm up to.
And there's also a picture, like, head. Let's put a hair shot. Right here, you should see it. It's Lindsay.
Yep.
Of course, spelled differently because we're supposed to be
They, yeah. Alright, so I'll go ahead and ping you guys over some quick text. And just, we're probably synchronized in time. So I'll say, I'm gonna go ahead and check out this person. You wanna come along, Whisper? Maybe she wants another agent. Besides, apparently she owes some money for an egging contract.
This is the tech.
Yeah.
I will text back. Meet you soon.
Right? Meetup time.
Text the bastard as well.
You guys are the same Like, so yeah. I assume I'm just texting to like the group.
Looks like I'm bad cop.
So you got two leads. Pursue one and then the other, or you?
Yeah, how you want to play it?
I mean,
I could probably just handle mine.
Do you want to help me talk to Marvin about the races then?
you well, you were specifically asking me to with you, but do you want to go talk to Marvin on your own, or do you want me to come with? Because I can go with either group.
This Marvin sounds like a kind of crazy person. Maybe I don't want to get shot.
Yeah, I don't know if I can handle him alone.
You should probably stick with Bastard, just in
All right, I'll stick with Bastard.
He probably needs backup. I can handle it. I'm packing.
This guy might be a Christian. You never know. He's one of those really weird ones.
Just picturing him to say, "Hello there, fortuitous," because it's Marvin.
They're gonna walk up and just be like, "Did you know aliens built pyramids?"
Or you ever played that game Vigilante 8?
No, I haven't heard of that one.
It was like 1990s vehicular combat game, and there was a character in there who his name he was like set in the 70s, so everybody was like a 70s caricature.
Yeah.
One of them was a fellow by the name of Dave Colton, who was basically a UFO nut who wears tie-dye shirts. I'm half expecting Marvin to basically look like that.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah. So in order for you to go to, so who do we want to go?
I guess I could just tag in on real quick.
Okay.
So like the guy from the Yosemite disaster movie.
So I got a card. I got an address.
Yeah, she's on the hill above Hollywood. I mean, that's the address.
Right, past the very rich area and into the adjacent.
And again, this is it's sort of at the end of the cul-de-sac. It overlooks, like it hands over the set of the cliff, looking over it. And you realize that there's heavy security. Like you get near the entrance, two guards, and they have long arms, right? Sir, this is private property. If you need to turn around, please, and head back to the highway. We can escort you back if you need it. They look like they've done this like dozens of people, but they don't. They have heavy Kevlar vests and rifles, but aside from that, they don't look like they're not bothered. They're not trying to do the sort of security guard. Like, what are you doing? It's like,
But they don't look like they're knights errant, do they?
No, they look like private.
Well, I mean, Knights Errant is private security, but this is private security.
Not private corporate. None of that.
Yeah, personal security. There we go.
On-site person. Bodyguard.
Yeah, so I'll just kind of go, man, you're really making this awkward. I don't want to flex this card, but do you know who I am? Name's Gary Goat. Maybe you've seen me on a couple of things. I heard there's a friend of mine here, actually. Maybe you could ring him up, tell him I'm here to talk about, good times, child acting. We did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I'm just rolling my eyes
But
here.
any visitors to the rest of the choir, if you be so kind, please.
Okay. So, now I'm gonna fish for skills and see what I could maybe do to change their mind. We got con adding impersonation is so we're at the end of a cul-de-sac. We're basically like at an iron privacy gate, right? Yeah, and there's probably like a little box next to it.
Yeah. But they intercepted you quite a bit away from. Think about it. It ends there, and there's literally a wall, gate, box. Two guards are outside, and you can see more, like in the roof. There's to be.
Right. So I'm thinking I could do a trick, but I'm thinking that's maybe more of a long shot than just trying to outright bribe them. So I will actually try to find a price for them here. And what would that actually fall under? I guess negotiation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is to see if they can be bought and how high they're putting them. And this is probably worthy enough to edge it, so I'm gonna click the edge button and see how it goes. Negotiation. Wabam. 6 successes. Look at that.
Jesus.
They are more than willing to just go, this job isn't paying enough. Just like, there.
Okay, and you got your success. I need, this could be true, could be different. I need you to translate those successes to something.
Oh, you mean like as a phrase here?
Yeah, you can do it because you got the success. It's just a matter of how you.
Look, I've been having a lot of success lately, and I just want to share it around. It's okay. She'll understand. And I'm going to go ahead and do forward some money to them as if it was nothing. So I'm pretending I am actually rich when I am probably the poorest person in this area.
Yeah, one of their phones. How much money?
Good question. So I did get 6 on the negotiation here. Name me a price, I suppose.
Depends how far you want it. If you just want to get inside the comp, it will be around 2,000. If you want to get more access, you're looking with numbers.
All right.
Direct, like we're gonna take you to her.
All right. I own 2,000, so that's gonna be my limit right there. But that will get.
So his phone beeps. See, and the other guy goes, "Well, sir, I think her afternoon is open. You would have to wait the lounge, and of course, we'll have weapons. Do understand that our priority is our safety."
Yeah, of course. Here, look, I'll just turn it over right now. Like, I got like a knife and like a pocket pistol, the kind that has only 2 shots. So I just like put those and go. It's like, it's Hollywood.
They pat you and they do the very sort of.
That's just like a full pat down.
Yeah, they do the very intrusive, like, okay, yeah.
They're not doing a full cavity, there, Trio.
Yeah, no, almost, and they let you in. So
there's nothing else on. I'm definitely not bringing any.
And the lounge where it's open area with very simple, modernist approach to the architecture. Right, there's like a chair here and a flower there, and then there's this pool that starts inside the building, but continues on to the edge of those infinity pools. That seems to go over the edge.
I've seen those. Those are very fancy.
You go all the way, like falling down.
Yeah, it's for when you hate doing laps and actually trying to turn.
And it's Olympics. Not quite Olympic. Larger than your average back.
Yeah, there's probably 2 different in that case. One is the infinity pool, and the other one is the Olympic size.
And it's like, if you would wait here. And about 5-10 minutes later, you hear a combination of screaming and screaming. Oh my God, what the hell do I pay you for? You just let anyone in who says that they know me.
God.
What is it? And she walks, and you hear there's the stairs. Again, stairs don't have rails. These stairs that look like they're wooden, but they're like, almost like, its stair is almost like floating. They have a brace behind them. They're supposed to look like they're stairs, and they're pretty wide. They're circular. And she comes, and you hear the clack clack on the wooden steps of her heel. And she's walking in, and she has a one-piece bikini, but also has a sarong covering herself. And she sort of throws it a little bit over her shoulder. It's like, so where's this person? So I can kick him out. Huh? Where are they? and one of the gentlemen, but fine. And she tries to do the shove thing, like she shoves him aside. But this guy,
she like weakly tries to tap him, and he just like doesn't move.
She's like 98 pounds, and he's clearly close. So the thing is that he shoves him as hard as he can, and he recoils more so that on him. And she's like, steps. She puts her hand. So, what do you want? Money? One of my old acquaintances?
Oh, money? No, nothing like that. But let me introduce myself. Name's Goto. It's a pleasure to meet you. And I'll go ahead, I'll put out my hand, and I'm trying to be very impressionable. I make good first impression, so I'm gonna have dice for this later. Random handsome gentleman comes in, has great first impression, and now I need to remember what my goal here was. So she specifically, trying to remember the info we got on. She was a child actor, she dropped out, she owes money.
And she was in
And she was at the
VIP
party.
area.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and I'll just say, since we're face to face, like, heard you had an interest in, some underground racing.
Goto is.
I'm blue, I'm an Oni. It's even easier to find me.
So what's the role?
Oh yeah. So this is probably going to be to change her mood, so I'm gonna be going with etiquette. I think that makes sense, right? And I have my extra dice. Ooh. Wow, that legit requires me to tap Edge to do a reroll.
That's a second.
Yeah, so I'm all tapped on that. And I'm trying to remember how that worked. I think I gotta actually scroll up through the book quick to figure out how this reroll works.
I think what you do is re-roll all your.
Which is all of them, honestly.
In this case, it's all.
So I may as well just hit the button entirely. I think I don't get the reroll 6s because I didn't clear it beforehand. That's it. That's perfectly fine. On 11 dice, I ought to get another success. I say after failing. Alright, 4. There we go. She is in the worst mood ever, and we soothe her.
When you extend your hand, she takes it, but she does the thing where it's like light touch, right? She went from I want you to get you out of here to I am tolerating your. But she's receptive to still possible. That
Right.
still guard.
So I'll go ahead and hit her up on the sub and say, I heard you were interested in some underground street races, and I was looking to get in on it. And I heard that a couple places around town actually deal with that kind of more particularly fancy places to meet. I'm looking to get into a scene.
Well, I don't know. Well, sweet is more like adrenaline junkie. I got into skydiving, base jumping a couple of years ago, and that was a lot of fun. And we meet other people that do that places. But you don't look like.
Ah, well, I mean, you got me there, honestly. I'd rather just stay at home with pizza or something, but I know a couple people who can't get enough, and I'm looking for some.
Okay.
So, that's kind of my bet here. But I heard that you actually got into Pasadena.
And she raises an eye. How do you know? But
Well, I mean, I got a couple who tell me things too. But I mean, it's nothing big, really. I think I'm really just here to ask, you interested in a date?
she looked at you. I hate.
What the fuck, man?
And of course, he's saying that with enough sarcasm on it in a week that he's just like, I'm just looking to get in there.
She looks at you and is like, I'm not sorry to tell you, not.
Ah, dang,
And
missed
you-
another one.
And you hear it not in the you're not the right gender, but rather offender,
Right.
which is something you heard.
You're too blue.
Blank
Yeah.
is pretty used to that.
No offense. And when she said no offense, you're ripping sarcasm. Full on.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But still not that you're an up and Indian.
Well, I don't like to brag, but, well, I've
You
been
should,
noticed a
Aaron.
little
This is-
bit.
You should, Holly. It's an important skill,
Yeah, well, I can still hate.
but you still play it.
Yeah, well, we're all stuck where we are. But yeah, so I think I got a couple places I can go, a couple people I could get in contact with. That.
Yeah, I
It's the same
mean,
scale.
I refuse to get augmentations. Get so I had to walk away from that. I'm gonna say this: mother is probably still alive. The worthless son of a bitch, blackmail, and then had the temerity to say that I owed him money. Like it's his fault that I cannot get a job, and then he says I owe him money because I, you know.
Yeah, that's just the kind of bastard I come to expect. Be happy I have it.
Good thing is, of course, that I wasted fortune, whatever.
You're doing good for
That's how-
yourself out here, actually.
I made some investment, but still getting a paycheck.
So you're looking to get back in, basically. And probably under literally anyone.
If I could do it by kicking off his neck, and it can be virtually or literally.
Well, literally might cost a little extra right there, but, I mean, I got my agent. Probably don't want him necessarily, but he probably knows a couple people, and I know.
Okay.
In fact, let me go ahead and search that. Who was the actress? She's somewhere. She's not the ancient shark. She's not. Oh, here we go. Kadiana. I could maybe get you in contact with Kadiana. Well, as long as it's just for business, she could probably introduce you to a good agent.
Yeah. For I'm talking to, like, she goes, I want. Oh yeah, sure, Caddy. We know each other through, people, her people.
Post it on her social media account and everything.
Yeah. We're best on the air, and you can see one of the guards that is standing there because the guards basically two kind of behind you, but
They're like
their
covering their
corners
mouths and trying not to laugh.
yeah, one of them just like was like, and the other and rolls his eyes. So, but yeah, I'd love to talk. I haven't talked. I don't know, tea or something. Not so.
Right. Well, like I said, I mean, I don't know exactly what form it'll take, but I think we could work something.
And you, what should I do for you? What kind of favor should I do you? And
Well,
because what you really want,
right. Me and a couple friends just need to get in there, and we just need to go and talk.
can get you. I can get you a ticket. You have to work. You have to work your work. But yeah, if Cat,
I can guarantee. Let's see. I'm just trying to think of a natural way to end this conversation, but it's honestly just that right there.
yeah,
We have come to an arrangement. As long as I can get her the call, we can get it.
and she's doing the pose where she's resting like her hip on one leg, that model stand. Like she's standing like all of a sudden like 20s photographer. Like she's done with you, right? She's too proud.
Right. But, I mean, I'm offering something she wants, and something that is, of course, very lucrative for her in the possible future, and I'm not asking for very much in exchange, so this sounds successful to me. Alright. So with that...
one of the bodyguards is like, if you follow, convey.
Right. And outside there's, like, literally a taxi cab.
I mean, it's your bike, or whatever car you.
I
You can,
I was gonna mention, like, I'm probably just gonna tap my taxi contact for this, just so that they're outside in case, like, people start shooting at me for some reason.
yeah,
So I will actually be able to drive off and not cycle away.
yeah, and they hand you your knife and your. Have a nice day.
Hey,
You have a
you too,
bicycle.
gentlemen. And I'll go ahead, pop in, and probably literally just start jabbing away with Fiona for a little while. It's like, oh my gosh, that place is amazing. Why don't they pay me that much? And just do that for the next hour before getting back, and we can shift over to Whisper and Bastard and see how they're.
Yeah. Where does Marvin the Martian live? Abandoned old U.S. military warehouse that then got prop. It's where they used to have old Sherman half track, other props vehicles for for Hollywood production. Now, of course, all that virtual. Even half of the actors are.
Yep.
So,
These have
and it's just rows and rows, mostly mid 20th century World War II stuff. For the viewer, will be like an F4U Corsair wing, Army half track, a Sherman tank, maybe a Sherman tank that has a big to look like a third. Officially, they're called BIS. There are other tanks like M6 that have been. There's a whole line of vehicles, helicopters. They look suspiciously. They have faded red stars, and they clearly are made. They're not from Russian Union. They're very old, but they're dressed up to look. So you kind of see like layers of painting, the original paint to the new coat of paint. One of them has on the side Wolverine in white, looks like white paint or chalk. It's kind of faded. In the middle of this, like a collection of Star Tour trailers, kind of trailers the stars use and still use. But they're all kind of, again, they're all just like the garage Grease, but these trailers an apartment complex. And in front of it, and on top of one of these old flying saucer, metal flying saucer, little cannon, and it has like an old faded neon big layers. And then this guy lounging in a chair, build, wearing a Hawaiian shirt and some cargo, and he's drinking a lemonade, and he has like a silver mohawk, and then it spreads out very long silver. Think of a mohawk and a mullet, ugly hair, great.
That is a very hair thing there.
it's a mohawk.
And he's drinking his lemonade.
You want to go up to him? Go up to him and speak?
I'm scared, Sarge.
Excuse me, you Marvin?
What? Hey, no, we're not selling Sherman parts anymore. Cops came here last week. Thought I was selling tech. Sorry, just props don't work.
No worries. I'm not here for props. I'm actually looking for information. Help us out regarding some races.
Raisins?
Yeah,
I haven't had one of those in years, man.
No, not
What is
raisin.
this?
Not raisin. Racing.
Instead of reaches behind the ear. What was that again?
Is there a way I could can I sign to him?
I mean, get closer. Yeah, he's wearing some, he's wearing those plastic glasses that have little windows on them. Shade with.
Yeah. I go to him and I start signing hello. Do you understand what I'm saying?
He signs back. Like, you don't need to do that to me. My ear thing is working. I just gotta turn it off because it has a humming thing.
I say to him, what's your model?
Y10. I haven't made that.
Am I familiar with that version?
I mean, this sounds like a cybernetic Y. This is like probably first generation, second generation. I mean, when they're using triple digits,
Okay.
mostly because in the 2050, most of the cyberware standardized got set 0 to digit back again. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Ironically, the older stuff larger and newer.
Well, I say, out of curiosity, I guess I assume I would have a model then.
Yeah.
Okay. I said, I just got a upgrade myself. Make up a random number like a 3-4, a Cobalt 3 or some shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I can afford a new one. I just don't want to go to reprint. So yeah, grab it. Hold on a moment. He goes inside, and he grabs one of those folding chairs, right? I don't know. I guess that bastard may be a bit too heavy for these chairs, right? So he offers you like a cinder block, you know, something that you won't break because,
Right?
yeah. I mean, I can get you a pillow for that.
No need.
Okay, I'll be good host. Lemonade,
Yes. And I'll take a glass.
and he has like a mini fridge, and he hands you. There's a plastic, and you can smell it before you. This stuff is loaded, probably with a kind of hooch that is not technically sold at local.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, sip it. It's a big cup. Think of it like a big red cup, translucent.
I will. I want to speak to him first before I.
Okay.
Sipping? What's sipping?
Yeah. That bastard. What kind of resistance?
It's a good thing I didn't sip it, because my resistance probably are shit.
Probably got. Yeah, you're gonna have to make a body roll. To be surprise, composure, poison drug.
Yeah, there's
Do
the
a
poison drug
poison
roll. That could,
Where's that?
it's
the
on the
first
character sheet.
On the first page character sheet under yours. The left. Yeah, it's strong. You know, somewhere between bathtub gin, cleaning fluid type strong. But yeah, just right up your alley, and it's cold. Cool for this weather.
I say to Marvin, looking for someone who might be willing to be contracted for the SF-1000. You know that race?
Yeah. Who's looking?
We're working for a friend of mine. I don't know if they want to yield in this endeavor yet, until a contract is signed. However,
Is she still looking for it?
I see you know her.
Yeah. I mean, it was sad. Have you ever seen a hard rod flip and
Yeah,
take off like a rocket?
I've never seen it take off like a rocket, no.
Well, yeah, I saw that. It wasn't pretty.
Ugh, that doesn't sound good, actually.
No. That's why those races make a lot of money when the bets are high. That's also technically why they're illegal. But they don't.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'm basically working trying to find her a driver. She actually had a suggestion. I was wondering if basically we're wondering if you might be able to collaborate.
Okay.
She said that there might be somebody working at who's visiting Pasadena Hotel.
Ah, the junkie. Yeah. I mean, she's that desperate, huh? Okay. I mean, she has. The girl has curiosity.
Oh, I've seen her hot rods. She is a gearhead guard.
She I better shut up before I say something to get me into hot water. Anyway, let's say that she's yeah, okay, let me tell you. Supposedly, back in the day, the waters some people couldn't get out of the fast. Whoa. Gang 1920 years ago, maybe. And they wrote it out. Eventually, they were able to contact the SI. They were rescued. Money. But since the vault got the water out, they used that as the basic hotel. But it was very expensive. They decided that they were going to make it the most VIP place in most, the envy of the entire town. And to make it even more exclusive, it's not like people can just stay. There's clubs. They're usually called the junk because they have peculiarities, right? They have a thing that they're addicted, and they rotate through the whole. And one of the junkies is the adrenaline. who either people who are adrenaline junkies or are fan adrenaline. And I told you what the FA is. Pretty deadly. So pretty adrenaline rush. Especially when you don't have no safeties, no computers or nothing. It's just straight up race the car. Somebody comes up, couples together a Frankenstein car that should be dead 100 years ago. Yeah, and then race them in the South. So yeah, it's pretty weird.
Yeah.
So if you do want to find somebody who is a real caliber, you get. I'm about anything. Anybody who wants to do the crazy job, they'll be part of it. The best sex workers, they're there. You want drivers, pilots, chemists, whatever. It's weird and exotic. Want to see animals that should have been dead? Supposed to have long extinct. Laid there, yeah, you can find them there.
Well, here's the question then: how do you get there? How do you get the invitation?
Well, you gotta be somebody who's a member of the club.
How do you become a member of the club now?
Well, you gotta find junk that you're addicted to and adapt and get in that way.
So integrate just through naturally, and then you get an invite. Then that's what it sounds like.
Well, pretty much. I mean, you can't get no more VIP than that.
Is there combat bicycle?
I'm sure there is.
I may
It's
sign
combat
up.
biking. I mean, I can sign you for the combat. I can do.
Well,
Although you look like a death.
Death.
Yeah, it's combat vehicle, arena one, and then there's open street.
I have no skill in gun.
Oh, this is gonna be a team. It's gonna be a team. Somebody else. You get the craziest rig ever. You put out rockets, guns, flamethrowers, launchers, tanks, whatever. It goes fast. Big guns. Survive the race. I got them. I mean, I think last year, 200 grand. If you look tough. You look tough.
who from the club would be into those death? Do you know?
I know some people. Most of them, they're still alive. That's the thing. The death.
Yeah, figured as much.
As long as you feel like
There's Lisa live. They call that because I mean she's just a little more after her, but it's I don't. You might want to talk to her. Problem is she's dead up up her eyeball since that cyber.
Of course. What do you think, bastard, about maybe doing some racing?
I think I could. If that's the way we get in, then that is the way we get in. I was actually thinking that we were going to find some other way to do this and I wouldn't need it.
I can just imagine Blank contacts you like a player. It's like, oh my gosh, you won't believe it. These guys are crazy. They'll like do death race junk. Good thing we don't have to do any of that.
Whoops!
I mean, you can still try to get the. I mean, the death race. He says is going to be in the.
Unfortunately, we need to figure out how to do this quicker.
But you could enter the death. Marvin for a cut.
I mean, if you want to do the death race, we can like sign up for that. But that, in terms of the mission, that's not going to get us to what we need at the moment. You know what I mean?
Just put it down as like a cool mission for next time. We'll do like 2 road races in a row. The death race and then the drug.
I mean, and he points over corner. There's sort of one of these hollowed out trailers, and there's one of these like sitting cabinets for racing games, like Outrun or something like that.
Yeah.
And he says like you can try your luck there. That'll score you if you're good at it. Go ahead.
He'll get in.
Basically, this is a race where it's an increasing. The qualifiers threshold 1. The middle race it's an arcade. You're playing an arcade, converted arcade machine. And if you pass the 3 races, like, okay, you're good. So threshold 1, threshold 2, and threshold 3, which means you have to score 2, 3, and 4 minimum.
Roll 3 times?
Yeah. Flying colors the first time. 2, yep. 2, 3, you squeak by, but you do it. And yeah, you squeak by, but I mean, and it literally, you pass by as the screen comes back to the saving. It's like driving pole position. Car goes close, or like all those arcade games. And one of the things, even the wheel is very loose, deliberately very. You can drive it with a thing that done deliberately crash hard, and it has no limiter either, so it just goes. It's designed to kill, but you man, that's some good driving. Yeah, you guys could get into the death race. Yeah. Seems like yeah, that's the thing. Mm-hmm. You need yourself a gunner and you're good to go, and a vehicle. Or mostly a gun. You got one of them. That's good.
Work on that vehicle.
He says you got if you are going to go to the race, it's last year was 200K. He's going to ask for to rip it. All the things that need to be done behind the scenes, and it's winner take all.
Whispers.
You're asking me? I don't know.
Percent it is.
Okay, so you did that. You talked to Marvin, and while that bastard doing the thing, you see that Marvin's like motions to it. Hey, show you something.
Yeah, I'll go.
And around the corner, he has this whiteboard, just this chart, right, with a bunch of things, like strings sent together.
Is Pepe Sylvia in the middle?
No, it's Richard.
It's even worse.
And it's black and white photographs, pictures, and all. And there's like one corner. There's an anime cat girl. Figured it out. Nixon still.
That's impossible.
No. You know what happened? They buried him and they froze him. Like Disney and Nixon together frozen.
But why?
Because it's prophecy. He pulls out this book about the collapse of the United States of America, right? It's all here, and he starts painting. And he points to passages that look like similar to stuff that actually happened. Kind of, if you squint and you look sideways, right?
Like any conspiracy theory.
Exactly. And now you realize that he literally has like facts of this book. The end of history, the coming of the Maya, the Maya calendar, the end. And you realize that if you were to read all this stuff together, pull one or couple of things from there, maybe all the stuff comes together. Because essentially he has a theory. Richard Nixon, when he went to China, he did a deal with Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong knew that in a century, the ancient Chinese god were going to return back from wherever they are to destroy the world, and only a united China and United States would stop the chaos engine from bringing back the old god. God will try to take over everything, destroy everything. But the lizard people from the dark side of the moon initiated the viral transformation of humanity to destroy the United States and continent, so they couldn't team up together to stop the activation of the ancient chaos engine, and a bunch of other stuff. And since a lot of stuff sounds metaphysical, but you're not an expert in magic, so maybe it could be true. Sounds like, you see, well, it sounds a lot like many of the scripts that you have read, about magic, right?
Yeah.
And so the thing is that in the world that you live in, a lot of the stuff individually, it's just, how does this comes together? He does say that Nixon will come back to life. Nixon is buried here in California. His library somewhere. His hidden presidential library somewhere.
Wait. But if he's dead, how is he still alive?
Frozen. He was frozen.
So he's still alive, but he's frozen.
Yeah, in the missing Nixonian library.
Oh.
Here in California.
Well, that's fascinating. But what is this? How does Nixon fit in with all this?
Well, I told you, Nixon went to China. He went to China, he did a deal with Mao. Mao knew that the forces of chaos were going to come back in the country, and so they needed the power of the United States and China bringing together. China would have the magic. The United States would have had the military might and technology, and together they were going to face the ancient god, save the world. But, the lesser people from the dark side of the moon, they decided that they were going to throw their lot in with the Atlanteans and, sabotage the whole thing.
I see. That's interesting.
Yes.
And then Duncan sent through it.
I've also, I'll be honest, character, I literally wasn't paying, out of character, I wasn't paying attention whatsoever, because it's all ridiculous.
I'm dead. This is great.
I will say to him, so, alright, question then. What are you going to do about it?
Right, the truth, my brother. My brother in existence. You need to know these. The more people are aware of it, the better. And also need a team to find it. But I'm working.
Oh, you're looking for a job.
Yeah, but I got some.
But if they don't do a good job, let me know. I'm sure we can help finding this lost library.
Okay, sure. He looks at you like he doesn't believe that you're the kind of any of that, right? It's like, why would I be talking to you?
I threw it out there.
No, I know some people. They that's they do make good. I really said invest in the world. Corporations are not good. They're run by the listeners. They're gonna drink the planet dry. Pluto. No, it was Pluto, but that's and he gets another whiteboard, and this is like all astronomy stuff. Why Pluto got demoted and that's proof that the lizard people from the dark side of the moon are manipulating affairs because the real base is Pluto.
I asked him, how many whiteboards do you have?
Oh, you want to see my whiteboard collection? Okay. And you go and remember, these are trailers that are connected to other, created this mansion out of trailers. And there's an entire trailer which is just wall to wall, all these chalkboards and whiteboards.
Holy shit! And I was hoping some of them would involve aliens.
A lot of them involve, because it's part of the thing. The lizard people are clearly aliens. They're extrasolar aliens.
Of course they are.
That's how they conquer. They have conquered the galaxy. But one day, Commander Shepard will arrive. And he tells you that Commander Shepard actually was an ancient astronaut that went to the moon and discovered the. But that's why they canceled the Apollo program.
They found it. They found the ancient text, the Wikimedia site for Mass Effect, an ancient artifact on someone's hard drive. Now some think he chose the blue ending. But we're believers in the green end.
It's true. It had to be green, man. It had to be green. It is the best ending in the game. Okay, not for nothing. I know this is all bullshit, probably just an in-joke, but I hope that's real now in the canon of this world. Well, that was more information than I expected from Marvin. But I don't say that. I nod and I say thanks for sharing. I'll talk to people about this every so often.
And he hands you a novel, and the novel has a it's in the character. It has basically these two astronauts finding a body in the moon, half buried, which actually is a real novel years ago. And it's like tells you the real humanity.
Wait, this is not fiction.
No, it was sold as fiction because it hadn't been sold. CIA would have
Ah, clever.
during the trial.
Clever. I like that. I'll give it a read. Thank you for the recommendation.
It's all science, and so that bastard is done the driving thing, whatever. And of course, the bastard when you get out, that's when the machine actually asks. Sure.
So
I have no idea what a credit. You have been selected by the, and you see another machine that says, "You have been selected by the star, defend the frontier again, Code and Armada, blah blah blah." You're walking away, you hear that. Griffin. Yeah. So okay, so you have
early, goddammit.
And so you have Marvin's entry into the explanation of actually what's going on. And you have possible tickets if you can make.
I will, well, we do have some stuff.
So this would be the reorganized period. And I'll say, like, I could probably go ahead and see if I can set up this meeting. If I can, we got an easy way. Want me to go do that real quick and ping you back in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I will actually go ahead and serve up a call to Kadiana.
Hello, darling. How you doing?
Hey, Kat, how's it going? Man, really just wanted to call and say how much fun I had, last week? Yeah, it was last week. Last week was crazy.
Yeah, we have more commercials coming up a couple of weeks now. If you're not too busy.
Oh yeah, man, that'd be great. It was just so much fun the first time. I really like that crew, honestly. But hey, I got something. I met someone. Seems like they're a great person. Maybe a good fit. Maybe you could talk to them real quick. Or just like send them a time and a place, old actor called Lindsay. Maybe you heard of him before?
Oh God, why did she got into this?
Oh, she wasn't being facetious about knowing.
I mean,
Well, she hasn't gotten into anything. That's kind of more my deal, right? But she seems like she's doing good. She just wants to get back into some work, and she seems pretty genuine about it.
okay. As a woman hate the phrase, she is difficult to. But the problem with phrases like that is you can always find someone literally difficult to work. Now, I know that you were a child star. And that's how I know her, because that's the one who worked. Moxie in Charge was one of my first gigs. And I was playing the girl guy upper middle house. It was kind of we paid it.
It was a confusing plot. I don't.
And she was playing one of the daughters, right? I think the daughter. And one of the reasons why they shot got canceled is because Jen is pretty flaky. I mean, it's one of those. The thing about Lindsay is that she is much smarter than, and she has an ego to go with it. If you catch my meaning, like she is the smartest person in the room.
Yeah, no, I got that feel when I met her.
And so once everybody figures out that that's what's going on, most people can't handle it. And started burning bridges. People pushed back against it, got angry. Then she hit an age where things got awkward. She wasn't making transition child acts to model/starlet fast enough. I heard someone wanted to get invitations. She said, "Fuck you very much," which is her right. I told you. Most of them are reverse.
And you know me, I'm pure vanilla.
So, but she said no. And then she got blacklisted.
Oh, she actually got blacklisted. I thought her agent just hated her.
I mean, I'm guessing that Kudjo. I mean, he's also Breno. I mean, BR me.
Still,
he doesn't want to be found.
Still, I understand. I talked to her. I got the same kind of impression. Maybe not as heavily because I was only a little. But I mean, she does seem genuine, and I'm not asking you to do any miracle or even make a promise, but if you just send her a lunch date or something, she'd probably at least smile.
Suppose. Although I would need to. I'm going to think about it because she is. I mean, she is. As me, but close. And she is talented, and she is still young. She's like an old lady in Hollywood, but I can tell her I will meet her at Renee for tea time next week. She'll know what that.
Alright, I think I can go ahead and do that, and that'll probably make her happy. And I guess I'll
Look at
see you
you.
next week for the shoots.
Look at you, willing and dealing.
God, I feel so old now doing. I feel like I'm an age.
Best actors usually deal with their own affairs better than most people.
I'm just hoping
Listen,
I can retire
listen,
someplace that
listen.
serves pizza.
Listen, the real stars know that they're there to run, but serve, protect.
Oh no, I'm getting the be an adult talk again. Oh no, flashbacks.
Well,
But I appreciate it.
if you haven't grown up already in Hollywood, time to start growing up. I'm willing to help. Only so.
Well, I've done that plot line about 3 or 4 times. I got some experience trying it. We'll give it a shot for real.
Sure. Okay, tell her Renee's 3 o'clock tea time.
Gotcha.
Next.
Thanks again, Kat.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I'll go ahead forward the message, and I'm probably gonna get that. There we go.
Yeah, you do it through text. Even through text, you get because you're eventually taking a sense the aura.
She
of
replies
excitement
back
in the
very
text.
quickly. I can see when she's typing.
And she's like, okay, and so that's what happened. Okay. He basically tells you that the way is an alternate name for the old underground LA sub. That's how you get in. There's a connection.
Oh, it probably has like a station teller.
Probably.
Or adjacent.
And she says, but she can get you tickets once you get into the actual train. Finding to that.
Ah, right. Well, at least 50% of the way there is still more than I had. So I'm going to give her the emoji of someone giving a thumbs up, and that's going to be... There we go. So I'll go ahead and send the message to the rest of the group. Got us half of the way there. We just have to do perilous, dangerous excursions in the underground of LA, where it's flooded, and find our way around in the dark. It'll be great.
Now, I know this is pretty early, but I like to, pause it here because I want to talk something I said earlier. State of Sally.
Yeah. I think right now is probably a good point, like right before we go to the party.
Alright.
And to be honest, I mean, I love the Shadowrun, but I am finding, as a GM, difficult parts.
Oh, yeah.
Like, connecting to the rules, finding it very difficult. So sometimes that's why I if you guys have played with me for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, like, yeah, I don't rarely open the book. It's like, okay, this is the rule, this is what we're doing, I know this, that. And, I mean, I'm being a long-time Shadowrun player of even more difficult editions of this, 1st edition, 2nd edition, 3rd edition, where, again, wonderful world, running this. So, one of the things I want to talk about is how you guys have been feeling about my style, because if you notice, I've been doing a lot of non-combat stuff as a way, and it's good that the audience is watching this as well, because it's good to stream, in a way to avoid the more combat.
Right. It's always easy to talk our way through things. It's harder to, like, set up, like, a whole fighter.
I know, for example, that Arco's character is very heavy, and I don't want to create a situation where he has nothing to do. Chai's character is very driving and more action-orientated. I don't want to create a situation where those folks, Arcos get left out of the park. It's like, oh, I created this character, it's part of the rules, and anything. Come on, let's go, right? So, I want to do sort of a early session debriefing, how far they've gone, and based on that, where we. I want to at least finish this storyline because I'm liking it.
Yeah.
But I do not want to. I don't want to. First of all, I don't want to leave viewers and yourselves hanging. It's like, oh, one day, no more stream because that's not my style. I may take a break from once in a while if I'm overloaded. So, but I don't want to leave standing. So
Yeah.
let's do a little bit of a round table.
Okay. Let's see. Since I've run Shadowrun before or tried to, I can definitely say I 100% sympathize with you. Everything is just a little bit opaque, and it's hard to keep track of things. But at least as far as like trying to simplify it down, I think there's probably at least some tricks. I think you can basically just say like this guy is a 6 and he'll roll double that in dice, so he's rolling 12. Sort of the same trick we were using over in Iron. It's like, oh, this guy's a typical, he's gonna roll like 3d6. Here, you know, it's like a guy on the street probably is going to roll 4 if he like actually knows anything, and a professional rolls like 12. Like a real professional. So there's variance here, and we're supposed to be hyper specialists that usually get the better. And we've been seeing that already, just like in our gameplay. Like we eliminated 12 people in a single shot, which was hilarious. But even if we hadn't done that, we already like stepped in, got initiative, had an advantage. We saw like a teeny tiny bit of how that was. So it is a difficult system. I can understand that. If you just need more time, you could take more time. I don't have a problem with that. How do you guys?
I feel about the same way. I don't mind that my combat-focused character isn't really focused on combat. I could have him branch off into other things. He'd still be good at what he does. So it's not like you can take that skill away from him, but you can give me other things to do with my skill points. Rather like Connor, Wednesday Ironclaw game, he started as a good fighter with a very small modicum of social skills, which has only really grown.
Yeah.
He's good at both. And I can do the same thing with this character.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to seem like forcing you to make a change or penalizing you for making decisions perfectly valid within the rules.
Yeah. And I think when it comes to that point, the all-star cast is like an important concept kind of, and I think that works transitively for like a lot of the playing, where maybe things will end up focusing on a character, but you can shift the focus to the next character once the next thing starts, and kind of cycle. Which is kind of was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do like our little cross-country road thing, where we're probably gonna get into a firefight. That'll be great for, like, literally everyone else except my character who's been talking the whole time. So that's great. And that would have been a good time to, like, shine a light on somebody. Same here, like, if you guys go do the death race, that'll be awesome, and that'll be definitely yours.
It's funny, because, like, the way running the games has made it probably the most accurate to what I would assume a Shadowrun game should be. And I have very limited experience with it. I played some previously and it did not go well. So this is already 10 times better for what it's worth, so good on you on that. No, I'm being serious. Because, like, this is what Shadowrunning, this is, you know, like how Vampire is a very social game where combat happens, but it's kind of a rarity? I feel like that's how Shadowrun played as well, and so far we're kind of doing that.
Yeah, we're taking the premise very seriously and trying not to be too goofy about it. Like, we're not walking in with sunglasses on and trench coats and going, we're here for a job.
Yeah, like, it's like we're doing the groundwork, investigating, integrating, interviewing. It sounds like you had, like, at least a little microcosm combat last time. It's fine. But, like, that's, like, this, I guess that's what I mean. Like, we're doing the actual shadow running. We're in the shadows doing what we have to do. It's not about guns blazing. You know, I have, like, all this sniper skill that I haven't used yet, and I'm kind of glad I can use that in an emergency. You know, if we were playing something like Cyberpunk or something like that, where it's a little bit more forgiving of the fact that there's a lot of crime and things going on. I could see like maybe this could be more of a problem. That being said, I still don't understand the fucking rules half the time.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, what I do every time I get back into this, I just go, I need a narrow focus, I'm going to choose the thing that I'm doing, and I'm going to try making sure I know how that works. And at least when it comes to skills, you just gotta add the attribute, add the skill, and you roll, and you just go, oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, I know that's like not really
Yeah.
something that really matters too much, like not knowing what the hell's going on, because like everyone's guiding each other, and we are. I don't know if we're all purposely limiting ourselves or not. I don't know if that's the right way of putting it. But like we're doing what we need to do to get stuff done, and we're doing it with the best of our abilities, what we chose to do with it.
Mhm.
So it feels like we're doing fine with that. So I personally have no problem with it. If you think it's not working, or the system is kind of getting in the way of the storytelling and whatnot, I leave that to you guys, in all honesty. But like, I don't know, I haven't really had, with my limited experience thus far, I haven't had problem.
Okay. So yeah, I also wanted to have Chai as well, because she's playing, but today.
We can ask her some questions off stream.
Yeah. And I wanted to have discussion, because sometimes this kind of discussion is done outside of the game, but I felt that this was important for everybody here. I sent Robert a message. He said one, sent Acloid and said, well, okay, I'm in this. So everybody's on different
Having a
areas,
designated time to just communicate about what's going on with everyone is good.
which means that going forward, either in this game or if we switch system entirely, that I bring, I will make the brief a standard.
Yeah.
I like that rule. The more I think about it, it makes sense. It also helps to set up the timing. Like, for example, if we end up early,
Then we can
We
spend
have a
more
good
time talking, and if we end late, then we can just kind of phase.
exactly. It won't necessarily give you any points, necessarily, but it's a good way to make sure that everybody leads on the, at least
Yeah.
in the same section of the.
Communication is good.
Yeah,
And
that's
so it's
fine.
definitely mentioning at the end, wow, that rule is confusing, let's go look at it.
Because my recent experience with Shadowrun as a player is that I'm only focusing on the player Fridays, and second, my GM is very much like, yeah, let's go with the spirit of the rule away, which it's
Mhm.
unfair because I can see the work they put in this to keep the spirit of Shadowrun. The rule says that they try to improve it, but it's one of those things that you got to compare, say, Dungeons and Dragons. This, and they tried it with the recent. A lot of people didn't know. You need to radical change like a second to third edition, third to fourth. Keep the essence of it, but work. So yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm ending too early, but there's because of the sense of disconnect, what the rule says, my comfort with it, my opinion, I guess, over the rules. I feel a little disconnected. Like, you make a question like, hey, I rolled these many dice, and someone's like, yeah, sure, roll this, don't worry. I feel more like I've been starting. Well, I guess I don't feel comfortable to make those decisions on the fly that will be widely disconnected. Because one thing is to get it close enough, to at least get the spirit of it. So it's like, I feel this is right, and you read the rules like, hey, there's maybe no rule to this, or the rule says something. And that's when you get into real. Because if we start doing it that way, then you break the system completely. You go like,
Right.
why are we doing a rule?
And of course, as far as learning here, we're doing a stream game, we're trying to have as the least amount of dead air as possible, and stopping to look up the rules would definitely be, well, we've all experienced it, like 5 to 10 minutes just reading, which isn't exciting to see, but it does have to happen.
So I'm gonna beg your indulgence and the game early. and hopefully, I mean, I do have stuff. Like I said, at least I want to make sure because I actually like this particular storyline of going space, doing this thing, but I want to make sure that I have something. The word cogent, going forward. Somebody that I covered all my, and I prefer to, if we need to move on, I prefer to move on in good rather than say, oh, I couldn't do it, bye. And then it's like, dude, we made the commitment.
Take the game, throw it out the window.
Yeah, we made the commitment. We're here. We made the character. Why are you doing that to us, right? I mean, we're all players, different things. We play different, but I'm now last podcast about GM advice you guys were in, Robert. It's resounding. I wish I had been in that show. So thank you everybody for coming. Thank the players here, both present and absent. Chai, who is here, Arkloid, Robert, Griffin, yours truly. If you want to see us on the interwebs, find us here every Sunday. There's always something here as well as other games. I know Robert is running Pathfinder game earlier on Sunday.
I'm running Pathfinder Wednesdays. Wednesday evening.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah,
I got confused with that too.
I have taken over the Forbidden Lands game on Sunday. So
double duty.
Yeah, I'm doing double duty. It's kind of last minute, but we're doing.
So there's that. Arkloid, of course, has been in other games, including back play first Iron, which had a lot of fun. But because also I kind of pulled the same trick with Iron, because like, well, I'm not really sure about the combat rules. I understand the other one, so.
But that was a political game, so it worked.
But it turned out to be pretty fun. Which, in all the political games, for some reason, Griffin.
I can't help it. I'm the conspirator.
Yeah. I gotta get.
I want to start doing that tier 2. Oh my gosh.
Griffin, I gotta get you to play a very specific Pathfinder adventure path where it is all about political.
Okay. Just bring me about it later.
I will.
That is not Kingmaker.
No, it
Kingmaker isn't so much about the politics as much as it's about building a cool town.
Well, you could throw the politics in there. I was thinking of War.
I heard about it. Probably buried in.
Yeah.
So thank you, Eddie, for coming. We will hopefully see you next Sunday. Take care. Also on Wednesdays, although I lost out of the game. There's also the Blood Bowl League. Check them out. Check actual real players who know how to play Blood Bowl too.
Yeah, we'll comment to people. It'll be great.
Yeah. So we'll be commenting there as well. And you can find me, of course, here on Twitch on Lesson 1, which I think I will starting a Stellaris game.
Ooh.
See if that works. And also over at YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for coming. As always, bye-bye.
See you, everybody.
Bye.